Welcome to Up In Smok'd Podcast. I'm here with Eli Hart. Finally got him in.
Yes, hello.
Eli, welcome.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming.
I shouldn't say welcome.
I feel welcome that you said that.
I just said welcome back to you.
Yeah,
Hi.
cool.
Thanks for having me.
No, we had to get you in because in one of the previous podcasts, you were highly recommended by Eli Hart. He said that you were one of the most amazing new comedians.
Was it Ollie Ray Hart?
Ollie Ray Hart, yeah. How'd that feel? You getting shouted out for being one of the
I paid him.
stars?
I paid him. Yeah.
See, I should have known.
Yeah.
You're paying it.
I just chucked him a tenner and a
He sold for a tenner, was he?
I chucked him a tenner and a wagon wheel and a pat on the bum, and I said, "Mention me." You know.
So anything for a pat in the bum from Eli Hart.
Yeah, pat on the bum is unlike anything else from me.
Yeah. So you're a comedian, Eli, which is why you're here. Comedy. Why comedy? What brought you into comedy?
I don't really know. I've always like wanted to make people laugh and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was a defense mechanism when I was younger to stop kids from killing me.
Well, were you funny in school, or was it?
I figured out quite early on that if you made the rough kids laugh, they'd leave you alone.
Okay.
And I think I had just the ability to do that.
So that's some serious under pressure improv. It's like trying to be funny.
Yeah. They've got you by the scruff of the neck, and you're going, "Hey," and I was like, you should bully the other kid. He's funny because he's got no parents or something or whatever. And then they'd move on.
And much better than picking on him.
An orphan, fucking what a weirdo. And then they'd move on to him. But I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But I've always been terrified of the idea of doing it.
So you always wanted to do it since school, would you say? And then you...
Well, when I was really little, my mum let me watch Billy Connolly, which is probably not... I was way too young to watch him because he's got jokes about like sodomizing kids with Toblerones and stuff.
Does he actually? Or is that your creative? Does he actually?
I remember his joke because he goes brr, brr, brr. And he,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you go back and watch Billy Connolly, he's like, he's really edgy. He's really near the knuckle.
I didn't realize. I was going to say it's not as bad as letting kids watch South Park, but
it's worse. But I was as a kid, I was obsessed. I had the DVD collection of Billy Connolly, and I remember all of the bits. And then when my mum had like a candle party or something. Do you have those in Ireland?
Candle parties?
Yeah. Someone comes round. This sounds like a dream I had, but this did happen.
You sure?
My mom would have these things called candle parties, and I realise as I'm saying it right now, it sounds weird, but it sounds like Eyes Wide Shut kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's basically her and her friends, and they'd buy candles from a candle salesman, a candle salesperson. In the living room.
No, it sounds like the candle salesman convinced them that a candle party was a thing.
Yeah, definitely. But it was basically an excuse for nurses to just get pissed in someone's living room.
Oh, it's based on nurses generally who have candle parties.
Yeah, I feel like you don't believe me, but
I believe you. This was an incredible candle salesman. It's like, candle parties, everyone's doing it.
They just go around, they were sat in a circle getting pissed.
They
and
sure
just
like
smell,
a seance.
and they'd go, is that sandalwood? Yeah, is that... And that was the whole night. And I wasn't allowed. But every now and again, she'd go, do Billy Connolly.
It sounds like your mum was doing some kind of satanic stuff.
Yeah, it does sound like that, yeah.
No, it's a candle party. It's a candle party.
Yeah, it's a candle. Yeah, see all the candles. Yeah. No, it was... I don't know if they do them anymore, but...
No.
Probably not. It's all online. But I used to love when my mom and dad were entertaining guests because I'd have an audience to do Billy Connolly.
What age was that?
Wait, like 8 or 9.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
talking about sodomizing kids at that age.
Yeah. Maybe I wouldn't do that one, but I do. He had a bit about like how ugly his scrotum was, and I remember every single line, I'd just do the whole thing, and I'd have everyone laughing. It was obviously it's Connolly's material, but that was the first kind of time I was like, I fucking love holding court.
Right, yeah.
I love making people
So
laugh.
was very young, because then you held out until, the 20s or so before you started doing it? How long have you done comedy?
Oh yeah, like 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Every time I used to think about it, I used to get anxiety because I thought, don't even think about it. I used to catch myself writing things,
Okay.
but I used to be like, I used to try and convince myself, oh no, it's dialogue for like a film or something, but I knew I was writing a bit.
Right, okay.
But I would just get anxious at the idea that I would ever contemplate actually doing it.
Is that because of the getting on the stage and the...
Yeah, it's insane. I still to this day it's embarrassing because it's just conceptually it's like I should have the mic, like it, I'm the one you should listen to. Stand up is embarrassing and awkward and horrendous, and nobody should do it. But there's something about it where I've really been bitten by it.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, isn't it? Because you are literally standing in a room saying, "Listen, I'm the funniest guy here. Listen to what I've got to say."
Well, it's also like
that makes it worse when it doesn't work.
You know, when you open and you're like, openings I really struggle to open, not open like the gig, but as in like your opening joke.
Yeah.
Because there's no real like. I don't know these people; they're not my friends.
Yeah.
But I go on and go. So anyway, sex, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And it's just it's a weird. I still can't get past that in my head where I'm like, I just start talking to you.
Yeah.
And hopefully you're under my illusion of that I'm just being conversational. Yeah. And I find that really weird.
I guess that the idea was weird, but yeah, you obviously love it. So would you say Billy Connolly was your inspiration? The guy that made you want to do it?
I think early on, yeah.
So now, who do you look up to?
I like a lot of comedians. I'm a Louis guy where I just put him on. I put him on a pedestal. And some nights when I'm listening back to my sets, I can feel myself being like, okay, you're trying to be Louis tonight. Like, why?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Because he seems to be able to just deliver like a stream of consciousness kind of material where he's just writing, he's just emptying his head on the paper and then saying out loud.
I think the reason why I'm so into him, and I feel like I don't get what he gives from any other comedian, and the reason why I kind of really respond to him is because I love having those kind of conversations about like the dark parts of your brain that you kind of shouldn't say out loud, but when you hear the laugh in the room of the relatability, you suddenly hear, oh, I'm not the only one who wants to punch a stranger's face on the tube. Like, you have those crazy weird thoughts, and when you hear that laugh, it's great because it's like, okay, I'm not alone. Even though some audiences try and hold back and pretend, no, I don't have those dark thoughts, and like, yeah, you do. Come on.
Yeah, but he's got the weirdest thoughts, and it's because he's basically opening you up to what's going on inside his brain. So there's like one where he's talking about girls having boyfriends. He's like, I want a boyfriend. And he talks about cuddling up their boyfriend and wearing his boyfriend's big jacket and all this kind of stuff. And it's weird, but it's like just so funny.
No, it is.
Because it's not relatable because I don't want a boyfriend. Yeah, it's funny that he's speaking about it.
I remember thinking the other day, like, I'm jealous of women because they're the shorter one in the relationship.
I don't have that problem.
Like, I want, you know what I mean? Like, I want that. Like, if I was with someone who towered above me, and like, I'd love that. You know, maybe I'm a woman. I don't know.
I've unfortunately had that all my life.
Yeah,
being the short one.
Oh yeah, you've been the short. Well, they call him a short king. I'm 5'10", which I think is like spectacularly average.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
I could commit a crime in a crowd, and I think I would have a chance of getting away with it because of just height. Like,
you're 5'10", I'm 5'7". I'll normally say 5'7.5", at least pretend. Yeah. Because it just sounds, for me, a little bit more. 5'7". Yeah. Taller than Tom Cruise.
You're the same as Tom Cruise.
Taller, 2 inches.
Yeah, I've heard he's fucking short as hell.
Yeah. So, worst gig ever, Eli.
Oh,
you say it's recent, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I've had a Thursday night. I had a
so this Thursday.
The last
Thursday
Thursday
just passed, yeah.
I had one that's definitely a contender.
Okay, tell us.
And it was like, I don't know how much I should say.
Will they see this?
Yeah, maybe. No, it was basically, it's one of those rooms where it's like, it doesn't feel like it's set up for comedy at all. I walked in and they were like, they were all at like wedding tables, like in circles.
Right.
And as soon as you see that, you're like, oh, well, this is not good. Because it's just not set up for comedy. Everyone should be as close together as humanly possible. The ceiling should be low. It should be like a compact diamond of atmosphere. And they just had like a huge meal. It felt it felt like a corporate.
Oh dear, so they're all like half asleep.
Yeah, they've all just had like a huge vindaloo or something, and they're.
And what was the event?
It was just I don't want to say what it was. I want to get employed again, but
it's a wedding, was it?
It might as well have been. I think my opening line was "Who got married?" and everyone just looked at me, just being like, "Say funny things now."
It'd be funnier than that. Yes.
Stop talking about us and do your material so we can not laugh at it. That's how it felt. It just was very. It's one of those gigs where it feels worse on stage. I was listening back to it after, and I was like, "Oh, I was getting laughs," but it was. It just sometimes there's a ceiling to just how much you can get out of people, or at least for me at my level. I'm just, and I every fibre in your being when you're bombing wants to like change. You want to change gears and go, no, I can be who you want me to be. Yeah. But I have one gear. I have one gear, and it's just talking. It's just telling my dick and shit jokes, and that's it.
So when you say it was a terrible gig, is that because they weren't laughing enough, or just you just didn't like the vibe? Or?
Both. Yeah, just didn't like. It was just one of those things. The atmosphere is too much of a beast to wrangle, or the lack of atmosphere, I should say.
So there's one I go to. I've been to, and I almost bought tickets by mistake the second time, but. Right. It's weird because it is actually a well-known night, but they hold it sometimes in the Strand in a hotel down in the conference room.
Oh right, yeah.
But it's like big acts. Yeah. But it's all laid out like it's going to be a TED talk.
Do they put the seats close together though?
Yeah, they're all next. Right. They're all next. So the setup is fine. But I went to one of them. And it was such a weird. Even the comedians mentioned how weird it was. And whenever I come to the break, the guy who seemed to be like the manager, I went to go to the bar, a weird bar as well. It's like a countertop. It wasn't like a proper bar, just like a table kind of thing. And the guy,
a guy with a table and some drinks.
Yeah, and the manager or whatever came over to me and says, "Do you want to make a complaint?"
Did you look like you wanted to make a complaint?
No, and I thought, does it just seem like you're expecting people to
He's
complain?
so used to it, he's just started asking.
Like, this is the bit where everyone complains.
Complaints go here. Here's the form. Here's the complaint form.
But it seems to me it wasn't a one-off or where they're filling in the gap, because I nearly bought the same show again like about a month ago, and I was just in the process, and I searched the address, and I was like, no, that's that hotel thing where y'all go down into the basement. Not the basement, but downstairs into like a conference room.
Yeah.
So.
And there's other gigs where like a comedian will say, oh, that's a terrible gig, and you always wonder, like, is it a terrible gig, or did you eat your dick on stage when you were there?
Eat your dick on stage. That's
that's me.
I've never heard that one. That's
just eat your dick on stage. Like, that's
the things that we're all saying.
I feel like that's an apt description of like how it feels to bomb. Okay. Just being made to eat your own dick on stage in front of everyone while they watch. But
it is the worst feeling in the world, isn't it, to bomb?
Well, it's like. I feel like we're all insecure people. I think you have to be a bit fucking insane to do it.
Yeah.
Because you have to have this arrogance of like we were saying before.
Yeah.
To go, me, it should be me.
Yeah.
Entertaining you and not the other way around.
Yeah.
So you have to have that fucking craziness in place. But I think because of that craziness, when you're not getting validation that we desperately seek all the time. Your brain starts telling you you're a piece of shit. You should kill yourself. You should. Yeah. You've never been funny.
What are you doing
all a
here?
lie. Yeah. You're the worst, and that's how bombing feels. And your brain is trying to, the embarrassment of it's trying to overcome. But recently, I've just got into a place where even when you're bombing, like sometimes you just have to tell yourself in the head, it's like, sometimes you're having an off night, or the jokes aren't there yet. You got to work on new shit, or they're crap. There's a crap audience. It's 10 friggin' autistic comedians in a basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think I in the beginning took it a lot worse. Definitely my first bombing, which was here, was my worst one, where my mind went blank and I just kind of cut it short and walked off the stage. But next night after that there, I got straight back on the horse and I died even harder.
Yeah.
But it was fine because it was 2 days in a row. The second day I was like thick skin, I was fine. Tried a whole new joke at the end because no one was laughing at anything. They weren't even listening to me. They were just looking around. You're like,
but that's the stage we're in where we're like, we just have to we're going to spend so many years dying on our arse and just getting good at it and like trying to just get funny.
Yeah, but I think even if no matter how good you are, I think you're going to die on your ass anyway, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And
some nights will just not be there. The atmosphere won't be there.
You got to remember that it's mostly the audience's fault.
That's
the other ones just don't get jokes.
Spoken like a true comic. I remember one night I came off stage, walked into the green room and went, what a shit crowd. And then there's this old comedian who went, you sound like a comic now. This is good. Yeah. To always, I think it's good to always blame them. Even if in your heart you know it was you that night.
Yeah.
Just keep blaming other people.
Yeah, well, I did have one gong show where I did, I must have done really badly. And whenever they did, it's the black card. Whenever they're allowed to put the cards up, they just did right away.
I fucking hate the idea of that.
Yeah, well, I got gonged off almost right away, and the host came out and said to the person who put their card up last, he's like, "What took you so long? Were you enjoying that?" While I was sitting there watching, I was like, was it that bad? I'm making it sound like I just bomb all the time. I actually generally do pretty good, but
I've been seeing how far I can go without doing gong shows. I've never done a gong show.
Have you not?
And because the idea that some coked up banker can decide
I know
halfway through my joke that I've seen enough, like I'd Cardi B him and throw the fucking mic at his head.
Yeah. It is actually annoying because I did the gong show in the Comedy Store and I did good.
Oh, the King Gong
one, yeah. So the first time I got up, I got gonged before I even told my first joke. The second time I just cut the joke. I cut more than the fat off it. I left out more words than you'd think the joke would still work. And that one worked for me, and I got a big response. It's like one little bitch with hands or car, even though the whole room, like 400 people,
they just see you and go, nah.
I've got power today. Yeah. I've got authority. You know?
I think there was one story. I think someone came on and went, I'm French. And everyone
went, that was actually
immediately. Can I ask you about your tash? How long does that take to do?
Like 10 to 15 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I've actually just got this really hard hair wax recently.
Yeah.
And
it's got to be quite strong to hold it.
It's really strong, yeah. Because I used to use moustache wax, and then the thing with this here, when you do it, after a while, it gets all bushy and it stops working.
Right.
And I found this really strong wax. But I just love doing it now. I just got there and just 1 second done. Like fucking so.
I had a time. I was obsessed with Gangs of New York when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I had a time where I was like, when I'm older, I'm fucking Bill Butcher, the biggest moustache I can get. And I'm going to walk around with a big top hat.
Yeah.
And just
top hat, yeah.
Walk around and sound like this.
Yeah.
And fucking Daniel Day-Lewis.
You know, I actually watched a thing about that recently. He totally did not want to do that movie. And Leonardo DiCaprio convinced him to play the part. It's funny how he's an Irish guy playing. He's Irish, isn't he? Danny Day-Lewis, yeah, he is, yeah. So he's playing an American.
I don't know if he's got an Irish accent.
Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
He does.
He sounds very English.
Yeah, he does. Does he?
That's how good of an actor he is. No one fucking knows who he is. Yeah.
Because the only movie I really remember seeing him was the My Left Foot. Did you see
that my God! Have you seen the opening of that with the vinyl? It's just close up of his left foot putting on a vinyl and putting on the what is it called, the needle?
Right.
And he learnt to do that with his left foot, and it's like, just give him the just give him.
It's actually him doing it then.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
I can't remember the movie. I saw it when I was young.
Apparently, he made crew transport him onto set because he would refuse to use his body.
Wow.
So the crew were like, can you just walk? Like, there's no elevator in this place. Can you do it? And he's just fucking, just 100%
That's
into
good.
it.
Quite a serious actor, because a lot of them do that. You see, what do you call him? Dave Chappelle. He said that
Is he a method actor?
No, Jim Carrey is.
Oh.
And Dave Chappelle said that he was a massive Jim Carrey fan. And whenever he finally got to meet him, it was on the set where he plays that guy, Somebody Moon, the comedian guy.
Yeah, Andy, is it Kaufman?
Yeah,
Andy
that guy,
Kaufman,
yeah. But Jim Carrey wouldn't...
Oh, I've seen the documentary, Andy and Me. Have you seen that?
No.
It's him just being... It's the behind-the-scenes footage of him just being
maybe
mad.
I maybe used that for this one. I can't remember, but they're saying that he wouldn't, even whenever they weren't shooting, he insisted on even calling him Andy or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he played that role. So whenever Dave Chappelle met him, he said he didn't really meet him.
Yeah, I just met
the
Andy.
other guy,
You
know?
I don't know if I could do that. I think I'm too self-conscious to be like... to walk around like Bill the Butcher. You walk on stage going, hello.
Yeah.
You know, and just, you don't never wash your hair and you...
Yeah.
Because apparently he didn't wash his hair for like
to play that
4
role?
months of the shooting or something
the
like that.
problem I'd have, I think, I don't know if it's self-conscious, but I don't want to be... I think like most people, you don't want to be not liked, and you wouldn't want to be walking around thinking everything's a prick. you know, because I'm pretending to be fucking this guy just to act the character.
Yeah, I don't know... well, it's the same with comedy. Like, how much are you... I mean, some people are like playing characters, and some people are like maybe being exaggerated versions of themselves. And it's like, how much do you, especially early on when you've just started doing comedy, like how much should I be this, or how much am I myself? How much am I this warped version of myself? You know. Yeah,
you see, there's a problem with, I guess, any kind of fame if you're trying to get anywhere. Because you see that Snow White movie? Not did you see it, but did you hear of it?
I've heard that it's like everyone's shitting on it, and
everyone's shitting on it. You know why? Because that girl, she's like
Rachel. The lead,
the lead
Snow
girl.
White.
Yeah. So because she's just not likable.
Yeah, she's just
and it's got the record for lowest scoring movie in the history of IMDb or whatever it is.
Isn't it that? Because I've seen her like red carpet interviews. Yeah. And is everyone just like... The thing is, it's not that I don't disagree with the things she's saying, but she just is annoying. Like, that's the problem with those people. Like, I actually believe in most of the things they say, but I don't want to because they're annoying.
Yeah, so her point was all about the empowering woman, and she even says at one point, if they cut out the other guy's scenes altogether, it probably wouldn't matter too much. You know, like he didn't matter for the movie, and love story. I mean, how dated is that there, and all this kind of stuff. So she kind of but the problem with anyone who's famous, once it's cool to shit on you, everybody's finding things to shit on you. Oh yeah,
because it's just fun.
You're on the way down, you know. So.
Well, like if someone was on stage, like back in the day, you used to be able to like throw rotten tomatoes is called that because you used to do that. And like that would, even if I was enjoying the play, if everyone started throwing tomatoes, I'd get one in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Did you ever do the beanbag show?
No. But I've heard. Yeah. I've heard about it.
It's one of the best gigs I've done.
You're not allowed to throw it back. That's what made me not. I read that you're not allowed to throw them back, and I went, I'm not doing it then. I'm not.
But you wouldn't be able to. You've got your momentum. You're doing your
material.
No,
I'd be like Neo from the Matrix and fucking get it right back, sling it right at some middle-aged man's head.
But you know what I think? Why I think it works is because it gets because they're waiting for you, so it makes them listen to all your jokes because they want the ones that were just even slightly not funny, so they can do the beanbag.
Oh, that's really interesting. Like they're actually
it keeps
listening.
their attention.
Yeah, do you ever get that when you've done one bit, they laughed, you do another bit, they kind of it normally goes well, that bit, but they didn't, and then the third bit you do, they're laughing again, and I honestly believe it's like they've taken a break on that second
listening.
bit.
Yeah,
because they've just gone, they've heard the premise and gone, no, I'm bowing out of this one. And then the third one they click in, because I think it's a little bit, I think it's phones. It must be like because things are so quick. Like we get annoyed when we can't get next day delivery. We get annoyed, and it's like, and I think just comedy, like listening to someone for longer than 5 minutes is.
But that's what it is. Your comedy's got to be the equivalent of them scrolling on Instagram.
But it's mad because it's like, you see videos online now where you're watching the real thing, which is like a guy get convicted for murder or something. But then on the right, there's a guy's cleaning a fucking carpet, and you're watching that. You know what I mean?
I know.
You know what I mean? And you're like, or someone's making a cake, and it's been fast forward, and you're like, you're watching a guy like get sentenced for murder, and you're like, but it's like, what the fuck is this other thing here?
Yeah, because the other side will be like Halo or is it Halo? Those kind of games and stuff. And it's to keep that part of your brain kind of.
Yeah, it's like, but in comedy, we can't have someone next to us fucking cleaning a carpet while I'm there going, so anyway, my bollocks, you know,
it's weird.
are
Someone's
low.
realised that that's how to hold their attention.
Yeah.
You need a thing that's about to see completion to keep you on board.
It's also the TikTok, people erase all of the spaces in between speaking.
Yeah.
To make a clip.
Yeah.
And so when you, I honestly feel like when you're on stage and you take a pause, some people some people are like, what the fuck is he doing? He's not speaking right now. It's like, it's pausing for dramatic effect. But because we're so used to that TikTok talking all the time, I feel like that's a component. I don't know.
Material in that.
Maybe.
Just straight from one joke to the next.
This is the problem with like doing comedy is you don't even have conversations anymore because you just constantly think, oh, is that a bit like I always just wander off to write in my notepad or to write on a. I'm supposed to be having a romantic dinner with my partner, and I'm too busy writing a fucking an idea for a bit for a dick joke on a serviette. You know what I mean? And that's the curse of doing comedy.
Are you saying that's what you do, like when you're? Well,
you're just always looking instead of living life. You're looking for the next bit.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I am. I'll be sitting talking to my girlfriend, then when she's talking, then she'll say something that sparks an idea, and I hold on, and I've got to take my phone out and I got to put it into my notes, otherwise it's gone forever.
Yeah, and rather just enjoy that moment where you're making your girlfriend laugh.
Yeah. And
you're being, oh, look at me, I'm being a charismatic boyfriend. You fuck off because you want to write it down so that you can make a bunch of strangers laugh later on.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, I do it. I fucking love comedy, but it's like that's the trade-off. I feel
it kind of is the curse because your brain's always trying to find things because it's always trying to think of new ideas. Yeah. So it is continuous, and if I don't put it into my notes immediately, then it's gone forever. And then I'll try and think about it later. If I didn't get it down, I'm like, and you always feel like that was the big piece that was really funny. I get it too much in the shower, where I'm like, that's where most of my stuff comes into my head, my ideas, and if I don't jump out, try my hands and put it in right away, it's gone. So
I wonder why we're so in our own head in the shower, because the shower I have loads. I have bit ideas. I have maybe because it's so private and you're on your own and no one can hear you fucking blabber because of the But also like this might be quite fucked up, but like do you ever imagine someone in your family's died and you're at the funeral? Like I give eulogies while I'm in the shower. You know what I mean? Like I'm there going, I should spend more time with my dad. I should have. I can FaceTime him, like he's alive. But
it's interesting though. Interesting. Have you ever read a book called The Artist's Way?
No, but I think I've seen someone on the tube reading it.
Okay, right. Well, and
I've just gone.
It's eerie that you remember that, but yes, The Artist's Way.
I've heard the title.
There's a lot of kind of fluff in it, but she mentions that that your creativity and your ideas come from the mundane. So it's whenever you're in the shower or if you're doing dishes or doing your ironing, because your brain, because it's busy with something.
Because your brain's like, fuck this.
Yeah,
I can't.
It switches off and it allows all these ideas.
I can't be here. I can't be. Yeah, who is 100% there for ironing?
Yeah, you're not exactly. You're not
my
thinking,
mom is. I think my mom. That's why she's such a good ironer. She's 100% there.
She's focused on it.
She's just Well, Emmerdale's on, but that doesn't.
No, but her brain, half her brain's listening to Emmerdale.
No one's listening to Emmerdale.
Is it still a thing?
Yeah, but it's.
You know that pub? You know the pub from Emmerdale?
Yeah, the only one.
See, I don't think that show's on anymore because I saw that available.
Emmerdale's hasn't been cancelled. It would be.
But that pub's available. It was available like 1 year ago for lease.
I would love to do. I'd love to.
I remember I thought about it and I was like, how am I going to travel there to do that for the sake of having the pub out of Emmerdale? I'm sure the Woolpack was available to lease like 1 year ago.
Is that what it's called? The pub in Emmerdale?
I think so, yeah.
The Wolfpack?
The Woolpack.
Oh, okay.
Or am I thinking of another show? I'm pretty sure it's the Wolfpack.
Okay.
Or am I thinking of?
I was like the Wolfpack. It's Hangover themed.
Yeah. No, the Wolfpack.
Weird. Yeah. No, iron in all that shit. I think your brain has to go. At least me, because I'm very like, I don't know what you call it, like ADHD. I don't know.
ADHD.
I don't know all of the. I don't do research. I think life's easier.
As in you don't do research to write your material, you just let a thing happen and you write it down?
Yeah, because I feel like being a naive asshole that doesn't know anything is actually funnier.
Yeah.
So I don't want to actually do research on the bit. I just want to spout nonsense and be wrong, because that might lead to
that's even better,
funnier bit.
But it's true, I can't sit and then like be okay. I'm going to write a joke today about Easter because it's Easter. I need to have that thought in the shower of a thing, and then put the note in, and then sit, and then try and turn it into one or more jokes out of that little thing.
I don't know why that makes me laugh. Like Easter, that's such an innocent.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Such an innocent subject for you to go Easter. I'm going to write jokes about Easter today.
There's got to be stuff about what the fuck we doing
with eggs, chocolate eggs.
And what's bunnies got to do with eggs anyway?
Yeah, in what?
Rabbits don't even lay eggs.
Did Jesus die? He didn't die on Easter. Did he die at Easter? Oh yeah, because Christmas is his birthday.
He was born Christmas. Then he died Easter, but he only died for 3 days and came back.
Oh, so Easter isn't the resurrection when he rolls the stone away and he's like, haha, see, I'm fucking alive.
Ta-da!
Can you imagine being the Romans and going, what? We can't kill him.
No, I know. Yeah, how much are you panicking if you're one of the guys that did it?
Yeah.
But
Judas, yeah.
Yeah, Judas must have.
I was talking to a friend about this. He was talking about the Last Supper, like they were calling it the Last Supper.
Oh,
and I was like, he didn't know.
Go to the Last Supper.
If they called it the Last Supper, Jesus like, what? Why are you calling it that? And Judas is like, no, I mean like supper, whatever. Because it's like they didn't know it was the Last Supper. You fucking lemon.
So it was called the Last Supper, so it got its name after.
Yeah, of course.
Because it was Jesus' Last Supper.
Well, Judas knew.
Judas
in his head, breaking bread, and he's like, this is going to be the Last Supper.
So he knew it was Last Supper. So he didn't send out an invite saying everyone come to the Last Supper.
Jesus wasn't like, thanks for coming to the Last Supper. Like, he thought there was going to be loads of suppers.
But then he kind of knows what's coming, so...
Yeah, all right.
Kind of, I don't know. So
I don't know. I have never read the book.
You never read the book?
No.
So I never read the book, but I know that we used to get told stuff in the Sunday school. So Jesus was God, and so if
Jesus was God.
Yeah.
No, he the Son.
I know, but there's a thing where there's the same guy.
Your dad's you. It's fucking weird, isn't it?
No, I don't get it. I mean, I try to be careful about writing material at bar that I just. But I can't have. There's one thing I had to say.
Why? Because it's too respectful a place.
It's too risky. It's risky just in case, Is
it risky nowadays about God? I feel like you can kind of get away with anything. I've got a few God bits.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, the one bit, and I shouldn't, and I always feel fearful I'm getting into like one of those.
Is it an Irish thing? Do you reckon that
I
fear?
Don't know. It's just the idea of you come home, your wife's pregnant, and she said, "Oh, an angel done it."
Oh, an angel died.
I know an angel done it. An angel made me pregnant.
Oh yeah.
But I'm still a virgin.
Can you imagine being Joe and just going, okay?
Yeah.
But the whole time you're like, who fucked you?
Yeah.
Who had sex with you?
Because what a good guy.
I don't have no respect for him.
For Joseph.
I have no respect for Joseph.
Because
I'd just be like. No, he didn't. God,
no, he didn't.
You fucked someone in the village. Who was it? I'm leaving you. That's what Joseph should have done.
Yeah, I know, but I guess there were different times, and
I suppose.
Well, it's different times, but still, they did have hookers and stuff. So
they really.
Well, Mary Magdalene was a prostitute, wasn't she?
What? Really?
Yeah. I think it was a profession back then.
And God was like, her.
No.
Oh.
No. Not Mary, the Jesus' mum. She wasn't. I mean, she had a friend, I think, Mary Magdalene. There was something to do with
they're both called Mary.
They're both called Mary, but
that's bad writing. That's bad writing. You can't have
You
two
should have
characters.
given it a different name.
Yeah, you should call it Martha Magdalene.
Yeah, something like that.
Just because
Mavis.
that's like screenwriting 101. Don't have two characters called Bill.
The same name, yeah. Because there's where they had the same. Because I think the premise of the story is correct about something. I don't know. It's to symbolize something. I don't know. Because that's like the 16th time they told the story where there's a guy who had 12 disciples and he died and came back 3 days later. There's
12 seems to... you see stag do's out and about and it's just always 12. It's like 12 it still guys, is the number. It's still the number of like guys trying to get into a club. It's like just 12.
Yeah, the ones that are least likely to get in.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that one? Louis C.K. talks with all the guys when they're all out on the night.
Yeah.
And he was to get spunk coming out of their eyes.
Who's going to fuck all 9 of you? Yeah. You see it all the time. I saw it on the way back from gigs on like Friday and Saturdays. And you see it's so funny that bit because it's like... Yeah. You see none of them have got laid, and they're all on a train. They're all waiting for a train, just angry with each other.
Yeah,
angry that they all cock blocked each other, and no one was successful.
What chance have you got? You turning up with that number of guys. What girl's going to say?
But every now and again, like the good-looking tall one will pull, and everyone else is resentful.
Yeah,
and everyone else is just like. Oh, he's not a proper bro, and it's like, mate, he's just doing what his genes are allowed him to do.
Exactly for generations.
It's just good-looking people have more sex, and that's genetically. It's just the rules.
Good-looking and funny, apparently.
Yeah, I've overheard some dates in London because in London you're always way too close to people. Your tables are always way too. Yeah. I hear some dates where I'm like. I hear the guy and I'm like, you are not, you haven't got 2 cells in there.
Yeah.
And he's talking like, he's like, you've never been to Bali. Like his banter's awful.
Yeah.
You've never been to Bali. You've never been. He's like, she's never been to Bali. Like, move on. Say the next thing.
You want to interject?
You want to interject and go say that, but he's getting laid.
Yeah.
Because he has his hair is good, and he smells nice, and he wears a t-shirt that doesn't have egg on it. And he's gonna get laid.
Yeah, but he probably won't get it twice because of his bad banter. But he also doesn't care.
But if she has bad banter, they're just gonna sit there for the rest of their lives and not have.
But women
banter.
don't need to have good banter, do they?
Well, I think if you make someone your wife, they've got to, because you've got to spend so much time around them. That's when they become wife material.
Okay, when they can talk a lot.
When she's like she's beautiful, but also she can fucking tell a story and hold court. And she's not embarrassing in front of my mates.
That's a big box to take.
Yeah, she to be your wife, she has to be not a dud. But there's the horrible thing about men is we do stick around even though if they're good looking and they're giving you attention, even if they're a dud, you feel yourself on a night out and you're just sticking around because something might happen. But you don't like them.
No,
but that's the thing about guys. We're just
easier, aren't we?
We're just like, no, I'll just put the time in. And,
because look at all this checklist. Needs to be 6 foot. Needs to be funny. Good job. Nice car and so on. We're just like, as long as she's lemon.
She needs to have both legs. I guess.
All the limbs.
She needs to wash like once a week.
Yeah.
And we're pretty. I don't know. I think we have our own version of like. I've got some friends that are really like, who have like proper checklists.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't like a laugh, and I'm like, but she's laughing at your joke. That's the thing you should focus on. Like she finds you funny, but no, her laugh's weird. It has a weird resonance.
Yeah. What was it they said about men and women? The difference in men say they're looking for a woman with a sense of humor. And women say the same. But the difference is women are looking for a man who's funny. Men are looking for a woman
that can detect that they're funny.
Who finds them funny.
That's totally what I'm looking for.
So that's what we mean. We say she's got a sense of humor. Like she laughs at my stuff.
My girlfriend is... There's moments where I'm like... I'm certain she's funnier than me. And I struggle with that sometimes.
Does she do comedy?
No.
No?
But she's too clever. Do you know what I mean? She's too. I say like, I do comedy, and she went, "Why the f would I do that?" And she's right. Like, see, weird.
But does she do any of the arts, any creative stuff? Or
she's like, she's a producer, and she's great. She's a great writer as well. But she every now and again she'll land a joke. I would have got there maybe a minute later, 10 seconds later, but sometimes she'll just land something that'll make me a bit scared and go, "Oh shit, I don't think I'm the funnier one."
All right, okay, yeah.
And then I'll have a zinger 10 minutes later, and I'm like, "All right, back on top."
Would you encourage her to do? Because my girlfriend, I think, is funny, and I always tell her to do comedy, which is a musician.
Yeah.
And I think.
No, I don't ever encourage the person you're with.
In case they just
because they'll leave you. They'll leave you. If
for a funnier guy or what?
If they realise they're better than you,
and that's the thing you've got.
They'll fuck off, and you don't want. I'm just always like. So even when she comes downstairs with the new dress on and she's beautiful and she's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? You got to no, I'll get it.
Keep her grounded.
Yeah, you got to go. Not your best.
Yeah,
not your best. You know.
But then they change over the years. Like we were talking earlier about Katie Price.
Katie Price.
That segue worked, did it?
Yeah. I liked it. It was good. That's good. Katie Price.
Katie Price. She was a nice one back in the day, wasn't she?
I don't know if like nice is the word, but like she was obviously she was hot. I think there's a difference between hot and like someone you want to. I never would want to introduce my parents to Katie Price, but she's absolutely she was scolding hot.
She was stunning, wasn't she? But then like we were talking earlier, like how she looks nice.
But now she looks like she's flown too close to the sun.
Do you mean with the fake tan?
She looks like a member of the Rolling Stones now. She looks fucking horrendous.
That's good, actually. Yeah. That's it. She looks like a voodoo doll of Michael Jackson.
She looks like Michael Jackson who's been dug up today.
Yeah, but she looks like she feels like she looks good.
I don't think she's ever. I think someone who has to have that amount of constant maintenance and work on themselves like that, I don't think they ever think they look good.
I saw a thing where she said she wanted to get more done, so it makes you wonder. Like people have like body dysmorphia, and they go to the gym and no matter how stacked they get, they want more stacked.
Yeah,
But
there's that great Kevin Hart joke where he sees like a Dwayne Johnson at the gym and he's like, "What are you doing here? You won. You did it. You fucking
you're done. Your work here is done.
You got to the last boss. Like go and eat a fucking Krispy Kreme. Like you earned it." But
that's the point. If you did go to the gym and you start getting stacked, at what point do you say, "Right, that's it," or do you just keep going? Because that becomes your addiction.
Well, I wouldn't know. I walk past gyms. I look at gyms like I look at religious bookshops. I'm always like, I wonder what happens in there, and I'll never know. Because I'll never go in.
I go, but I spend more time probably in the just sauna or steam room.
I think I've been to a gym. Oh, we were made to at school. One day of the week, one PE session, we'd have to go to the local gym, and because we were all some of the kids were too fat. And this was back in the day where the PE teachers said it to you. They're like, you're big.
Wow. Okay.
You have to fucking not be that big. And we'd be at a gym. But I'd be on that thing, you sit back. It's like a cycle, but you're back. And MTV was on. I was just watching Oasis videos the whole time.
Yeah.
And you'd have to squirt yourself in the face just to let the PE teacher know that you were sweating, like you were.
Yeah.
And I'd just fake the whole thing. But I don't like sweating.
No.
But you got to. Like, I've hit 30 and now it's like, if I have a Dorito, it's fucking
I think it's good to do because, we all want to live longer now.
Well, here's the thing about Katie Price, though. She thinks she can, like, fight time and you just can't. She looks strange.
Like,
and
what do you call the country
Simon
singer?
Cowell, it's like his face now.
Yeah, he's went too far.
Just you're older now. Just go with it.
You just let it go. What do you call the country singer? Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Do you know Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
She was very, very hot in her day, but she's in her 80s now.
I'd still f*** her, man.
Well, you do? Is that because you think she's attractive enough?
Not even for the story, no. I think there's still some... I think she's still banging.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when she gets the corset off, you'd go, f*** me. But I don't know. I would, I think.
See, maybe do it for just to say,
just to be
Dolly
in the
Parton.
pub and be like, fuck Dolly Parton, yeah.
You know what? Years ago, I used to work in a bar, and we used to get a lot of celebrities. And there's a few that I think that it could be just in my own head, but I think I could have pulled. Okay.
Wow.
One, Amy Winehouse. She was totally flirting with me, and she wasn't famous yet. No one knew who she was.
Okay.
The other one, Cyndi Lauper.
No.
I mean, nothing actually happened.
I love how Amy Winehouse. I was completely like on board. Like, probably. You know.
So Cyndi Lauper, right? I didn't know because I usually had the TV on, but she'd just come back from the Graham Norton show, and we were talking and laughing and everything else as well. I didn't realize it was her until she'd left. I went upstairs, and her tour manager came in, and he said he's a tour manager, and I said who you touring with, and he goes Cyndi Lauper, and I was like, that's who it was, Cyndi Lauper. And because of all the banter, I was thinking, I reckon if I'd have went for it. And what
Cyndi
a fucking
Lauper,
story!
What a big rejection that would be there.
Yeah, but the Amy Winehouse one, because she was definitely flirting. And I always think to myself now, if I had have tried, because I didn't know who she was. She signed her bill, Amy Winehouse, and I thought...
Hang on, are you the bar guy?
Bartender, yeah.
I was just trying to get another drink. I'm not saying,
No,
I'm sure you were fucking,
I was
nailing
dashing young guy, but but she was paying for all the drinks for all the people, and that's why I thought she must be like a hip hop artist or something. She signed her bill, and then so she didn't need like the free drinks or anything. But I mean,
maybe you were good crack. And
just as a disclaimer, nothing actually. Like she didn't say she wanted me or anything. It's just in my own head. I thought
every time you tell the story, it gets more and more.
Yeah. So she didn't say anything, but I felt like she was like interested. And
10 years time, you're gonna be telling stories like, so she tried to kiss me. Right?
Yeah.
But I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was like, oh yeah, Amy, just relax. Yeah.
So I just think I didn't realize the potential for this amazing story I had that day bartending, where I could have been like, whenever people say about Amy Winehouse, yeah, banged her.
Yeah, fucked her. Yeah.
What a story!
Fucked her in the fucking supply closet. Yeah, that's funny.
But the Cyndi Lauper one would have been probably a funnier one.
But I only know. I think I know her name more than I know her.
Cyndi Lauper, girls just want to have fun.
But she's just. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh okay. But she was a looker, right? She
was really really
beautiful.
Cute. Yeah. So whenever I met her, I think she would have been maybe 60. I don't know. I remember she had leather trousers on when she walked into the bar, and I thought,
wow,
she's a bit dressed up for an older woman. But then we sat and she was a bit of banter. And
leather trousers.
She was very very dry in her humour.
What year was this? If you don't mind me asking.
2003.
Leather trousers, 2003. I mean, you know.
So I did that. But yeah, either late 2003 or early 2024. Because I worked in that bar for 7 months, and in that time, it was
you got to shoot your shot with Cyndi Lauper when she's wearing leather trousers. She's in your bar. You got to.
No, if I hadn't realised, then what a badge. Whenever people say, yeah, you know that song, girls just want to have fun. Bang.
What would your opening be? Just be like, don't know if you know this, but guys also want to have fun as well.
Yeah. Like, so I hear you're looking to have fun.
Yeah. It's just like, you think you're the first cunt today who's tried that with me,
Yeah.
But Cyndi Lauper.
So what else were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
So we were talking about I'm a Celebrity.
Yeah.
About just how of desperation that is. But there was no segue there. No. There's just a list, and I just thought,
I'm so ready to talk about I'm a Celeb any time of the day, every day.
Because you're a big fan, didn't you say?
I watch it. I never watch it on my own. It's one of those shows where, like, when I'm visiting my parents, their whole lives now operate around what shows they like to watch. So if you want to spend time with them, you have to just watch like Strictly Come Dancing, or I mean, trying to have a conversation with my mum when Strictly's on. I mean, forget about it. Like, it's,
The thing that always makes me, I always wonder, because I mean, unless you've been famous, you don't know how desperate you are to hold on to the fame. But this is basically people who used to be famous, now they're trying to be famous again. Yeah. And I wonder how badly do you want fame to just bite into a kangaroo's testicle? Like, how badly do you need it?
I'm more frightened that I'd really like it. I'm
like
more frightened that I'd like it, and I'd like the texture.
Wait a minute.
And then the rest of my life, I just have to lie there in bed being like, I like testicles.
Yeah, who would have known? You know?
And I just have to be like, for my birthday, I really want just a fried kangaroo's testicle.
Because you would actually, because it's instinctually you would grow to like it. Because I watched a thing once about a guy who got stranded. I think he got shipwrecked or something, and he's in the sea, and he managed to stay afloat on like a kind of tent thing or something like that there.
Castaway.
But it's a true story though. It's
right.
a guy who's actually he's like in a tent, and then he says that in the beginning to survive, what was he? I can't remember what he was doing, but he started to catch fish. He found a way to catch fish, and he said in the beginning he was eating them because he's eating them raw, and he would try and eat around the eyeball because he doesn't want to eat the eyeball because it's disgusting. Not that eating the raw fish isn't disgusting, but he said by 2 weeks in or whatever it was, he loved the eyeball so much he'd save that to last, and he said whenever he bit into it, the feeling of that. The liquid from inside the eye going down to quench the thirst was beautiful. This is because this is how we were in the beginning, you know. So we've only learned to not like that, but you could learn to like it. So you're right.
Well, it's like kids in it that think they don't like Lebanese food, and you're like, it's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
But because it looks like, like what?
Yeah. So with that kangaroo's testicle, there's after a while you'd be like. That last bit of,
I can't wait for my testicle today. You know what?
Like,
because I'm such a fucking I love food so much. If I was in I'm a Celeb, I'd be like, that's protein. Like of course I want to do the bush tucker trial. Like, it's just like the fucking hell food.
So could you then? Because I'm the opposite. I eat all the terrible food. Love the kebabs and everything, but to go and eat something. A raw animal, even a raw steak, I couldn't. Or remember, you get an egg in a cafe and they leave the white soft, not just the yellow, but the white bit soft.
Yeah,
I've tried it in the past. Well,
from an egg? You mean like the white, like the goo of an egg?
The goo of an egg.
Yeah.
If that's not cooked,
because sometimes when you want to keep it runny,
I can't even look at it, you know. So I'll try and get rid of it so I can eat the rest of the egg.
Yeah, it's hard to get rid of them, isn't it? It's just it's like snot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So if they try and be lazy and make the yellow soft by not cooking it at all, the top half, it's just it makes me sick. So if I can't even look at the soft white of an egg, how can I bite into the kangaroo?
But it's also about like I don't like vegetables. I'm 30 years of age, and I still look at vegetables like I hate them. So I've started putting them all in a smoothie.
Okay.
And just bush tucker trialing it,
that's good.
Just to get it in me.
Okay, because I don't mind vegetables. I just don't eat them.
But it's such a mental thing, isn't it? It's like they don't actually taste bad. We just tell ourselves it just hasn't got bacon on it. Like it just hasn't. It's not from McDonald's. So.
But it is weird. I do like veg, but I just can't be bothered eating it. I'd rather eat bacon. I love bacon.
I still have a children mentality where every dinner time, I'm like, I want pizza. I want because there's no adult supervision around me now. It's only my girlfriend that has to go. You can't. You will be dead if you keep doing this.
Well, that's exactly me because I love things like chips, beans, and sausages. You know, I'm just like a kid.
Potato smileys. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. We call it the alphabet spaghetti and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's just not rated high enough. I think it's
oh my God.
good stuff. You know what? This actually today has gone so fast that we had all these controversial things that we were going to bring up. The time's just about up now. So, we're coming to the end. I don't think I can start any of these here because
I say one thing about each of them.
So you were saying that if there was conscription. First of all, you wouldn't want to...
I'm really scared about the conscription.
Oh, if we went to war with Russia?
I'm really scared because I have not been living my life like I'm going to war. Mm-hmm. I know that if I was... I'll be like wishing to get shot by a Russian.
To see if you're having to run around?
If I get cornered by one, I'll be like, just shoot me, dude. If I have to walk 10 more feet with this backpack, I'll fucking shoot myself, so...
And then, you were saying the Gen Z. What would Gen Z be like at war?
Well, I think they'd be really good at it because there's some. I think the incels. I think the fucking the people that sit in their rooms and want to kill.
Yeah. The ones who actually practice at home and they play the Halo
the one
and
with
stuff.
mental illness.
Call of Duty. That's it.
I think the mentally unwell kids will be fantastic at war because they'll be like, this is what I've dreamed of. Like. Just like everyone who wants to be a school shooter. They go over
see,
and
that's the ones they should send. That would make the most sense.
put them at the front.
Yeah, and just like put an advertisement out and said, "Have you considered being a school shooter?"
Anyone,
why not go to war?
Anyone who is any greasy faced fucking Call of Duty player, front row, front line, and then have people that are more intelligent, more strategy game based. Have them more being the what do you call them, generals or whatever. People, they'd be really good at flying drones because of controls. I'm useless. I can't play Crash Bandicoot now.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that stuff. So for me, I don't know what utility I would actually offer.
What could you actually
I'm not good at anything.
With?
That's why I do comedy. Yeah. I can't do anything else.
Well, I guess they need comedians over there as well, cheer people up.
I could go from camp to camp.
Just telling jokes.
Just going, hey, small dick, how you do? You know what I mean? Trying to keep morale up near the campfire. I think I could do that.
Yeah, calm down. One arm,
Yeah. I go on a tour from barrack to barrack.
Yeah.
And
then they could make the numbers up. Conscription should women be sent? I mean, I think the feminists at least should definitely go.
Definitely.
That'd be their big break.
The only good thing about war in this day and age is to see what the feminists just to see them go. Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go to war. Yeah.
You just see all those feminist buildings getting their names changed.
Yeah.
To pottery. Or cooking, nursery classes,
yeah, but you see, I don't know. I mean, I think we underestimate lesbians. I think lesbians in the front row. I think they're fucking because I think they've got this mentality where they've got that I want to prove myself in the arena of men, and I think that's an amazing fuel. For a fighter.
Definitely. So you put them up there for that reason, as well as I guess in the same respect, that's why feminism works so well. I mean, look at all those men over there. Yeah, here's your big chance.
They've even got the boots for war already.
Yeah.
So they've got their fucking Doc Martens on. They're like, you're ready.
Really wish we didn't get to Conor McGregor.
For president, the champ does what he wants.
Yeah. So cool. We're gonna have to wrap it up. Unfortunately. Anything you'd like to plug before we go?
I'm a comedian. My name's Eli Hart. Check out Eli Hart Comedy on YouTube. I do sketches. I'm on Instagram, Eli Hart Instantly. Lots of funny stuff there. And come and see a show. And I think that's it. Thanks for listening to me talk bollocks. Yeah,
cool. Thanks very much, Eli. I really enjoyed this here. It flew
thanks
through.
For the beer
really fast. We're going to go now and cook Eli's burger, which is the... Steak that or something like that?
It's called Steak That.
Steak That. Steak sandwich. Fancy burger.
I'm really proud of it, and I think it's going to win.
It's going to be the winner. So there you go. Let's go to the kitchen. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.